Okay, I'm going to put this down so I'm not touching it. I think we are on. I'll just wait here for a minute, see who may join me, what special souls may show up, or what special souls may be watching this later. I'm saying hello to you and happy solstice. This is December 21st, 2022. And I unexpectedly, I had an Uber ride this morning I'm an Uber driver, and I took someone to the airport this morning. So I'm on my way back from the airport and just decided who's joining me? Carly, I think. Yeah, so I don't know if you can hear me, Carly, but I'm just saying that I had an Uber ride to the airport this morning, so I'm on my way back and decided to take a detour, just follow my intuition and go on a road that I've never seen or gone on before and didn't know where it was going to take me. And thought about stopping and looking at the GPS and decided, no, screw that, just follow the road, just why am I asking GPS? My inner GPS says turn here, so I did. And so it's been a beautiful drive watching the sun come up, and the moon is just a tiny sliver. We're just 2 days from new moon. And so, there was just this beautiful horizon of the sun coming up and this tiny little sliver of the moon. And kind of this glistening dew because it's so cold, frost, I guess you would call it, that it looks like diamonds all over. And I'm laughing because I think it's pretty ironic that where I ended up and managed to pull over happens to be a cemetery. Which I thought is just kind of funny, being that we're celebrating the dark. And this particular cemetery, it's kind of funny because my friend used to live in this house right next door to here. In fact, I think she was in the Anchoring Divine Wisdom, Carol Hovis. I don't know if you remember her anyway. And she and I came out here and walked around this cemetery on September 21st, because I remember it was equinox, and it was right after we did Anchoring Divine Wisdom. And so I ended up in this same cemetery on another momentous occasion in the turning of the earth.
Yes, the cycle of life, huh?
Mm-hmm. And my friend Angela, who's been on here a couple of times, who is a singer, she and I got invited at the last minute to this other woman's house to sing. And it's what I have been craving for years, literally craving this for years, because I just didn't know how or where to find it. And that is true improvisational sound circles where, everybody is a good enough musician that you can just jump in and bebop with your voice and totally groove. The three of us we sat in circle and we started singing, and we basically sang for 2 hours without taking any other breaks other than going to the kitchen for tea a few times. So,
Yeah, it sounds like a very important and healthy and thing to have in your life. That I would say that, and I'm going to use put this in quotes, but that we should all have that whole aspect of community and using our voices and the joy, the life force that I imagine is there when you're in that moment with y'all.
Yes. Thank you for pointing that out. That is exactly one of the sentiments that one of us said last night is that it's so present. You have to be present to be singing, really, especially if you're improvising and you're listening to other people and you're bouncing off of them and there's this whole thing between going to your inner voice and say what's coming out and then listening to what everyone in the room is bringing in and supporting them and yeah.
In the
I love it.
I'll say traditional sense of hang on one second. You're not there trying to figure it out, you're being thoughtless is what I'm trying to say. That in the concept of the traditional concept of thoughtless is this is a different kind of thoughtless. It's a wonderful type of thoughtless. It's that place of just everything's connected and moving, and you're in that flow state.
Yeah. There's an element of silence. There's this element of
yes. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I was kind of leaning toward that of this is the kind of thing that we have these experiences and that we can take into the whole of our lives. Being that place of this is what's happening, and this is what's coming up for me in this moment. This is what my life is singing to me, and I'm going to respond in whatever key and harmony or disharmony I choose in the moment from my soul. There's that freedom. Yeah.
Yes. And there's another sentiment that was expressed was how practicing this rolls out into our lives.
Yes.
And allowing and teaching and allowing your body to practice being spontaneous, making an immediate move, hanging with it, making a mistake, figuring it out, doing, whatever,
Yeah, the improvisational acting is that's one of the modalities of how it's presented to the world. It's like there's at UNC has Greg Hone from the Transactors, the Southeast United States longest running improv group. He's changed now from the Transactors to they've created a different group now. But the point is that he was working at UNC in the School of Business, teaching business students, like improv stuff. Yeah, and just and of course Tree, I knew does the same thing, and then just that aspect of how healthy that is and healing. It's a great mental health modality to be put into the toolbox.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Angela might be with us.
It looks like Angela's joining us. Yes.
Oh, whoops. You could hear me flushing my toilet.
Keeping it real here.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we hear you right now.
Oh, so
Flush
good.
it, I think.
But it
We
doesn't
can
happen.
release what does no longer serves you. Let it go. Say. Yes, I was just telling Carly about our circle last night and how we were talking about how practicing that improv and voice rolls out into our lives in the ability to pivot on the moment, of staying open to possibility, and just practicing following your own intuition and staying in on that edge. There's like this edge, it's like a focus, it's like practicing an attention and a focus. Oops, did we lose Carly? I don't know. Maybe I don't know how my
Here. I think on your phone, if you're on your phone, if you swipe, it'll toggle back and forth between gallery view and speaker view. Oh, maybe on yours it's toggling back and forth between muted.
Oh wait, how's that?
Yeah, I still see.
No, how's that for you?
Oh, okay, now I can see both of you, and if you can hear me, then I think we've accomplished equilibrium.
Everything's fine. Nothing's changed on my end.
Great. Isn't that how it is? We can change our own view. Everyone else is still like, what? Everything looks normal to me. Great metaphor.
Oh, I don't want that in my life anymore. Oh, I want this.
Yeah.
I'm this magician.
When I got on, you guys were, I had a feeling you were talking about last night, because I heard Carly was saying that about improv with the School of Business students. And I had actually, that was one of the ways, these last few years when I wasn't able to work, I had tried to create a business where that's what we were doing, was using vocal play and improv and creativity games and stuff like that, and wanted to do it, like for team building things, or for to get people like in this flow before they go in a big meeting or something. And dang, it's hard to convince people. And so we got some gigs, but they weren't, it was people who were pretty creative already, who were the ones that hired us to do that. And, but I was like, cool. Yeah. Let's go get a job at Microsoft. These guys can use this,
Well, why don't you go to the capital of DC or any capital, it doesn't matter, and work with some of those politicians.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing I really took out of last night, and that I am sitting with this day and have been for the last week, is, sitting with and being with the darkness, and not just pushing it away, not just saying, oh, I'm always seeking the light, only seeking the light, that it's a real missed opportunity if we don't take that time and sit with ourselves in the silence, sit with ourselves in the discomfort with the things that we maybe don't want to look at, the pain, the anger, the resentments, the whatever, whatever we may want to deem as dark.
Well,
and
part
so
of it
it's
also,
composting aspect of sorry, Carly, what'd you say?
yeah, composting. I like where you're going with that too. Well, that it's a lot of, people, we all have habits of, and this whole aspect of just getting present in our bodies. We're not even, in our bodies. So we're not really, we have these thoughts of, I don't like this, I don't want this, all this negativity, whatever it might be. But then that aspect of being in the darkness, of just, let's just get into my body and get into this present moment. It's an amazing thing on so many levels.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This past year has been one of the most transformative and frightening, sad,
Mm.
it's been intense. And that was really that was how I got through it. Because I all my life I've had to deal with an anxiety disorder. And what I noticed when I really started thinking about those words to that poem, to go in the dark with the light is to know the light, but to know the dark, go without sight. When I really thought about that, I realized, that is how I survived this past year, because where the anxiety would really come for me, it wasn't necessarily in just being in my feelings and just going, oh my God, I am so sad right now. It was, the anxiety came from trying to get myself out of that, trying to somehow get my monkey mind around into happy thoughts, hip thought, or, visualize this, and that's where the anxiety came from. But if I would just be with the fear, or be with the unknown and the sadness, and just be in that darkness, then pretty soon I would realize that I was done crying. And now I can take a few more steps. But it was the anxiety of, I got to change this, is what would shut me down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're perseverating. You're just focused. I got to change this. I got to change it. So you're focused on this thing that's this negative.
Yeah.
It's very depleting.
Yeah. And that's the actual negative. We get this idea in our mind that sadness is negative, or the fear is negative, or the change, or the uncertainty, or whatever, but it's really not. It's not scary at all. It's just this feeling, this idea that we tell ourselves, the story that we believe around it. That's the negativity. And so yesterday, so I have this ring, it's called an aura ring, and it's all kinds of health feedback. I could see my sleep and all this. And so yesterday, after we got off our meeting, I opened up my Aura app to see, how was my sleep. And it said, your year in review. And it was showing all my heart rates and what my average was and what my best resting heart rate was and all this stuff. And I just sat here and just big tears because it was there in that one little thing, your year in review. And I was like, oh my God, what a year this has been. And it felt, I don't know, it just felt so melancholy to see it wrapped up in one little graph, and to recognize oh, there's what my heart rate did, but my heart actually went through. It wasn't there on that thing, and so just having that moment to sit with that and go, wow, I've really been through it, but I'm okay now. Here I am. I'm okay in this, and I'll be sad again, and I'll probably get my monkey mind wrapped around it again, but to recognize that in myself, and I learned to realize what a strength that was, that my therapist had actually been trying to tell me, because she was going through some very, very similar things as me. And she had told me the other day, what a teacher I'd been to her, when I said to her once, well, I just sit in this sadness, and then when I'm done crying, I take a couple more steps. And she's like, that's it. That's 100%. You're doing it. And so that cry that I had yesterday, looking at that year in review, it was almost like it was sad, but it was also like a compassionate cry from myself of like, oh my God, this year, honey. And here you are.
Yeah. Acknowledging yourself. That's great. That's beautiful. Yeah.
And I tell you what, I got here to Bloomington. I found you in the dog park, and it was like all of the doubt, really, not to like put you, I don't feel like I'm putting you on a pedestal, because this is the reality to me. You really have been that important, and like you were the key to helping me connect, like we said last night, that web, that Merkaba, the fact that I landed all of a sudden I was in it. It's like that is a big piece of why I'm able to look back and say, this year, even though I thought I was in total darkness and stumbling around and not knowing where I was going, it actually bloomed. And like when it says, find that the dark too blooms and sings, and is traveled by dark feet. And this is where I was going. I didn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Even to a place or to a house or to it was to this connection in this Merkaba. So thank you. Or thank you, Janice, for putting her in my path.
Yeah, I tell you, this has been an incredible year for me too. It's just really amazing to see how for where I started at the beginning of this year to where I am right now is just an intense focusing and clarity of everything that I've been working on for decades, literally. And it all really centered around Janice. Janice was pivotal in just changing my life, I would say turning my life around, but that's not the right thing, because my life, it's more, like I said, it's more just like an intensification and a focus and a clarity.
Was it more of a turning on?
Yeah.
Turn on, let's get on with this.
What I just pictured as you were saying that was, I think we talked about this already. You've seen those Chladni plates, those metal plates that when you focus a vibration on it.
Oh yes, the vibrating sand. Yeah.
Like the effect of her on you kind of helped get you into a resonant frequency. So it, went to.
Yep.
You're not in a resonant frequency when they're turning the knob and they're changing the frequency. The sand's just going la 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 la, and then all of a sudden, shoo, it hits that resonant frequency, and everything lines up into those patterns.
I love it, and I love seeing the visceral, proof of that sacred geometry happening, and those resonances and those the geometries, it's it's fascinating. I love it.
Yeah. And the same, also on those plates, it's like where the plate is vibrating the most, the sand bounces, and it's going all over the place. And then where the nodes are, where the places are that it's not vibrating, that's where the sand comes and creates those beautiful signs. So it's like finding that place of stillness within the movement. That's the key. And that's,
I love it. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Carly.
I can add to that, that it's also, there's more than one wave happening. There are multiple waves and they're interfering with one another. So you have phase shifts where they become in alignment of the peaks, the nodes, and the anodes, or the peaks and troughs, however you relate to it. The parts that are, moving in one direction versus maybe sitting still, and so this is life. We have all these different waves coming at us in life. I've got to attend to that. I've got to attend to that in my life. Oh, I need to attend to this, and so there's that aspect of like, well, it's the old thing about surfing, like, catching the wave, Yeah, that's called cymatics, by the way, the study of that study, that kind of looking at sound like that.
I love it.
I love it too. Well, speaking of that, shall we get into our own silent resonant time for this morning?
Yeah. Do you see this beautiful like love bomb that she's given me? Her face up. It was just pushing her face into mine so much.
Well, I am sitting in this graveyard and the sun is coming up. It is so beautiful. I kind of want to go prop my phone up out here somewhere and kind of stand up and kind of.
Were you up working already, or?
Yeah, I took an early ride to the airport this morning.
The Indianapolis airport?
Yeah. Okay.
So that definitely makes it early.
I'm sorry?
No, that's like definitely an early one.
Yes, I picked her up at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's do a couple of those if you want to join me. Kind of siren all the way down. Inhale and shake it up, baby. Now let it go, baby. Push it out and breathe it in. Oh yeah, yeah. Push it out, baby. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Opening the heart. Lengthening the shoulders. Letting them fall. Standing solid on your feet. You can rock back and forth a little bit just to get yourself fully centered. Try to spread your weight evenly between the ball of your foot and the heel. And then you can go left and right. See how little effort you can take to stand upright. With each inhale, allow your body to be pulled up, tall and straight, like a string coming out of the top of your head, shining straight up into the heavens and pulling you up. And with each exhale, let everything go. Again, see how little effort you can use to stand. And just continue to follow your breath in your own time now. Bring your attention to the sounds around you.
Notice the sounds that are close to you, even the sounds inside your own body. The sound of your breath. And then focus on the sounds that are a little further away. What else can you hear? Just keeping our awareness on our breath, on the natural rise and fall. Be aware that your in-breath is your in-breath. And be aware that your exhale is your exhale. If you want, you can allow your breath to become a little more exaggerated in your body. Allow your body to express your breath, the movement of your breath through your body. As you inhale and fill yourself, and as you exhale, allow every part of your inhale to fill your body. It's like you've got this hose and you're filling a tire and it just fills you up. Allow it to move your body however you feel as you express your breath. And the same with the exhale, we just follow it down, allow our body to express it quite literally. You can do a forward bend if you like, pushing all the air out and raising up from the hips. Just moving your body. Being present with your body and your breath. Allowing your body to move in any way that feels good to you. You might want to stretch your neck, do some neck rolls. Do some shoulder rolls forward and back if you like. I like to kind of push down a little bit on my hips as I also raise up and kind of just give a little traction to my lower spine. Feels good just to move. You can add your voice to that movement. Today we celebrate the darkness. We celebrate the gifts of the darkness. We know that the light will come again, but we are not anxious for the light. We are appreciating and edified by the light or by the darkness. We are encouraged and nourished by the composting of all that no longer serves us. And also not just what no longer serves us, but what serves us very well by showing us what works for us and what doesn't, by showing us what doesn't feel good, by allowing us to have insight and reflection on sadness or pain or hurt or resentment, anger, anything, jealousy, self-hatred, anything that we deem as dark. If we sit with it and allow it, as we've talked about today, it is transformative. And to dismiss it or try to get away from it is missing a great opportunity for your highest growth. So we welcome the dark. And happy solstice, everybody.
Do you remember that song I shared with you that first day we were sitting here, and I played that video of that song by Leah Morris? She was doing the sign language, and it was like three of her with that starry, stormy looking background. And the song was, honor the dark as you do the light. Receive the gifts that come to us by day and by night. I choose to honor the dark, uncertainty and change. Deliver me from fear until only love remains. And then it had parts that went with it. So yeah, beautiful.
I love that.
Honor
You
the
have
dark.
so many songs I want to archive. I want to learn and learn how to teach them.
Yeah, that's something that several people have asked, and I started right before I left Santa Fe because people were like, "Oh my gosh, she's leaving. I want to know how to do this." And so it was very short, but I started putting together like a course, to help people learn how to do that. And then, song harvesting, that's like a lifelong thing. And I can direct you to some really great resources online too, for where a lot of people who've done this for a really long time have songs in a really good database online that you can.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
the song that you were just singing,
Yes.
I could go online and find that.
Yeah, here, I'll put the name of it, or let me just find it real quick. I'll send you a link. This woman's name is Leah Morris, and she writes a lot of music for Unity services. Leah Morris Park, there it is. And she's really good with the technology of creating, let's see. Oh, actually, would you, if you make me the host, I could share this with you guys right now if you want to see it, and then I'll send you the link. It's not.
Okay, let me see.
Or you can put it into chat, can't you?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, put the link in the chat, but I thought if you wanted to watch it together, we could do that now.
I'm not wanting to watch anything else. I'm actually feeling wanting to stay more here.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get the link for it.
And the song that you did the other day, Makai, the one you attributed to Deborah Dorland of all myself.
Oh,
yeah. I'd like to.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well.
That's it. Those are the lyrics.
That's it.
Okay.
Here's the Leah's video of the song.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can cut and paste that, because when we close this, I don't think I'll have.
Oh, well, here, don't worry about it.
That's all right. I'll put it in.
I just put it into your Facebook Messenger.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, I was good. Yeah, because well, you can just click on the link, of course,
Yeah.
and bring it up into your browser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure what that might do to you guys. Might kick us off of here or something.
Well, anyhow, I've got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for meeting with me. I really love morning meetings, and I appreciate it. And I hope you both have a really great day today.
Thank you.
Endeavor to stay in the flow.
Yes.
Hello, baby.
Improv with life.
Whew. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, and
Thank you. Be well. Until next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.
bye, Carly.